Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is Saturday, September 12th, 2020, and we're back in my training room where we're going to talk about self-defense, martial arts, and all that fun stuff. We discussed a while ago of all the different ways to weaponize a body. You can use your head, you can use your chin, you can use your teeth, of course. You can use your shoulder. You can use your bicep. You can use your elbow. You can use your forearm. You can use your fist, and so on and so on and so on. Now, of course, it's not as simple as just saying you can use these body parts and then you go ahead and use them. Every single body part, if you want to use them as a weapon and be good at it and not hurt yourself, take a lot of practice, a lot of training, hitting at different angle, hitting with force, hitting when the other person is resisting, and so on and so on. It's just like punching, okay? They made just the art of hitting with your fist. They made a whole art out of it. Actually, more than one art out of how to hit with your fist. The most notable, of course, is boxing. So, obviously, the rest of your body part is the same way. There have been art devoted to the use of your legs and your knees, your elbows, the blade of your hand, as in karate, and so on and so on. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to utilize hitting with the backside of your hand and your arm. This is like backhand 101. I'm going to show you three, actually four different instances of using a backhand style of attack and how and when to apply these. Number one, the back knuckle. The back knuckle, aka the cat fist in karate, is generally done when you bring your arm up and you flex your hand back. You make a fist, of course, and then you flex the back of your hand toward your forearm. So you flex your fist so your palms facing forward. Okay, it's a really weird alignment. Not an overly powerful way to hit someone. And if you do it wrong, you will hurt yourself. But in a certain instances, the cat fist, the back knuckle, can give you that quick advantage in a fight. Speaking for myself, I utilize the back knuckle, the cat fist, if I am fighting more than one attacker at the same time. Let's say the camera here, facing the camera, is attacker number one. I'm dealing with attacker number one, and attacker number two come from my left. Bruce here come from my left and trying to grab me. When he tried to grab my arm and stuff like that. Now, when he's already this close, I still have attacker number one to worry about. If I just turn and deal with him, since he already grabbed me, I'm going to at a kind of a disadvantage, especially considering how big he is. Okay? So rather than orient on him and then go on the attack, I want to turn and attack at the same time. So rather than pulling my fist back, turn and then punch, or bring my elbow out and turn and hit him with the elbow, both of which are great idea, but it telegraphs my intention. Now, watch this. I'm fighting opponent number one. Opponent number two, come up, grab my arm. no telegraphing. At the moment he laid his hand on me, I flexed my wrist back and turned, and cat fist right into the side of the temple or the face. That is backhand number one. The cat fist, the back knuckle. Do it when you turn, right into the side of the face, the side of the neck, and once I'm turned to face him, my other hand follows through. Okay, so it's a backhand and then straight cross right into the face. Okay, the moment he grabbed me, I turn and cross. Okay, backhand cross, backhand cross. Okay, and then I turn back to deal with attacker number one. Backhand style number two is a karate wrist bash. Rather than hitting with our fist, this time we'll make a fist, but we are going to flex the fist in, bringing the palm of our hand toward our forearm, presenting this knob of bone, this hard knob of bone at the end of the wrist. Now, be very careful when you first start practicing this, because this is one of those things that you really need to spend hours, days, months practicing so you don't hurt yourself. If you don't flex your hand in tight enough, if you hit just a little bit too far forward, you will sprain your wrist. Remember, you're not hitting with the back of your hand, you're hitting with this knob of bone at the end of your forearm. When you flex your hand in, it will expose this little hard knob of bone right here. This is what we're hitting with. Incidentally, apparently that is one of the hardest joints on the human body. Apparently it can hit like a baseball bat. So that's pretty cool. Just make sure you don't hit with the back of your hand because you are going to sprain your wrist if you do. Keep this hand flexed in nice and tight, fist nice and tight, and whip down and hit with the back of your forearm, the end of your forearm. Okay? Um, it's basically the part of the wrist right at the back. Right on the back of the wrist. And when you want to deliver this attack, typically you need to make a circular motion. So rather than coming straight down, I can do that because I do this move a lot. But technically, if you want a lot of power, you want to make a circle before bringing it down. Circle, down, circle, down, circle, down, circle, down, circle, down. You need that circular motion to generate power. Okay? So when do we use this particular move? It just seems a really awkward way to hit somebody, right? Well, for the most part, we use this move right after a block. Let's say Bruce here come and he comes in with a strike. And let's say I am able to parry this strike out of the way with my arm. I need to get in there before his next strike happens. So rather than pulling my arm back right after blocking him, I'm going to block and bring my wrist down into his face or collarbone. It's one circular motion is a parry that leads to a hit. So the wrist bash we utilize as part of our parrying blocking regimen. Backhand style number three. This one you see in wrestling and other kind of sports fighting all the time. It's a clothesline, or sometimes called the baseball bat. And this one is simple. You step to the side, you swing your arm out to the side, keeping everything locked tight and straight, and then you rotate at the hip and swing this right into the person's throat or face or chest. Okay? We are stiffening up our arm. This whole arm is now a bar, a baseball bat, clothesline. Okay? And my job is to swing this into the person. Okay? The point of contact is anywhere between your elbow and your wrist. Again, you don't want to hit too high, you don't want to hit too low. Where this is useful, again, is if I'm dealing with a multiple attacker situation where I have to turn really fast and swing this to disable somebody. Now, where this is hard to pull off is one-on-one situation. But I'll show you guys a little combo that I use a lot in sparring and in one-on-one fighting. What you will do is you will throw a number one jab, and then you throw a two. Now after the two, we are going to stab diagonally to the front and to the left. So I end up beside the person. I'm now right beside the person. My shoulder is at their shoulder. From this point, I throw my three to the back of their neck or to the back of their head. At the same time I throw my three, I let my right arm drift out straight and then come back in with a clothesline right to the face. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, clothesline. Yeah? 1, 2, shuffle in, 3, clothesline. Okay? When you swing that clothesline, you want to use your hip, use your waist. Don't just swing your arm. Number 4. This is basically the same as the clothesline, but we modify this for self-defense. This is called the L-shaped backhand. And what it is, it's aimed at the belly, at the groin. So rather than having my arm perfectly straight, I'm going to let my arm bend at the elbow, so my fist dangle down toward the ground, while my upper arm is horizontal to my body. Okay, just like I'm carrying a big bucket of water and I'm bringing my elbow up. Okay, so the reason for this is sometimes when we do the regular clothesline or the baseball bat, since our arms are straight, if you hit this at the wrong angle, you will hyperextend your own elbow and hurt the heck out of yourself, which we don't want. Okay? So, we're going to bend the elbow. So this now is like a L shape coming in. And we go, again, aiming our force, directing our force at the contact point at the forearm. And we are going to go either for the solar plexus or for the groin. Okay? This is one of my favorite modifications of a mainstream move for self-defense. Because if anyone, especially someone this big, come rushing at me, and I don't have time to put out my arm to get a proper fight stand or punching going, all it takes is for me to sidestep one little step, bring up my elbow, and boom, right into the groin with my L-shaped backhand. Okay, my hand hanging down by my hip. I'm totally relaxed. All I have to do is lift my elbow to the sky, directly to the side, so I form this shape. And if you watch my arm, I'm letting it swing really freely because this is what I want. I don't want this to be all stiff. I want this to swing freely like a wet towel, right? So when I turn and boom, right into the groin, and boom, right into the solar plexus. Okay, really, really cool move. Quick recap. The four backhand, we have the cat fist, which we hit with the back of our knuckle, flexing our fist toward our bicep, and turn and hit at the same time. Number two is the wrist bash. We flex our hand inward, palm toward bicep. Swing our arm in a circular motion, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Number three, the clothesline. Let's swing our arm out to the side so our arm is horizontal with our body. Keep everything nice and straight and tight and swing at the hip. Boom! Right into the face. Number four, the L-shaped backhand. Just like the clothesline, just like the baseball, just like number three. Except we let our hand dangle down towards the floor. We lift our elbow up so our upper arm is horizontal, but our forearm is dangling free. And we keep this nice and soft like a wet towel. And then we swing down at the groin. Swing down at the groin. Swing down at the groin. Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, stay safe and have a good night.